of technology. Now, this is a special. It's a flash update for you all, because I know that you're all interested in that special yellow fruit, the banana, for the banana zone. The banana zone is that point when crypto prices go exponential. And while we all love this and our hopes and dreams are all in that yellow fruit, I wanted to get everybody on the same page of understanding so you know where we are and why we're here. So I'm going to run through a selection of charts, many of which you'll never seen before, that gives you a much deeper understanding of what's going on and what we might be able to look forward to ahead. Because the banana zone is a very special time. Now, if you haven't summoned the banana by getting your merch, click on the link below, or if you're on Real Vision, just go to the merch store on the left-hand side, the kind of icon of a t-shirt, and get some Banana Zone merch. It's always good fun. Anyway, also on the Real Vision platform, I'll be putting the chart pack. If you're not a Real Vision subscriber, it's very simple. Just click on the link, realvision.com/join, pop in your email, and you'll go straight through and you'll be able to read the document. And Dashin is beginning to age, and so less people are in the workforce. Now, you can see in pink, it's the births-deaths rate that is actually driving this. So as population growth has been slowing, the workforce slows over time as people get older. Okay, so that's pretty clear. An old population, however, because of the magic formula, less people in the workforce means less GDP. So trend rate of GDP has been slowing. So the economy's been slowing over time. This chart is a chart you'll never see anywhere else, and I think it's the single most important chart in all of global macro. So what is it? It's that same labor force participation rate, but this time it's against US government debt as a percentage of GDP. Now it's inverted here, and what it basically tells you is that as the labor force declines in size, or percentage of people involved in the labor force, the government takes on more debt to offset the growth. This is what it's all about. This time it's about 87.5% correlated. Reason being, there's a faster adoption curve, exponential growth that happens in Bitcoin or all cryptocurrencies. So that's what lowers the correlation, is in fact the outperformance. But anyway, liquidity drives everything. Now, since 2008, everything has become cyclical, because in 2008, every central bank around the world reset interest rates to zero. It was like a debt jubilee. You don't have to pay your interest, so the world could kind of recover from the debt blow-up of 2008. And for about 10 years, we had zero interest rates. And what the governments did is they reset all of their debts to between 3 and 5 years. That cycle has created a perfectly cyclical business cycle. The ISM, the Institute of Supply Managers survey, what we've got here is in black is the current cycle, which is it's currently at its lows, but the forward-looking is actually just the previous cycle moved forwards and inverted, because it keeps repeating the same cycle. So that same cycle is repeatable and understandable and forecastable. Sure, the wiggles may change, the direction will be right. And it's driven by this. This is the distribution. Early part of the year usually is something called the boring zone. So it starts strong and then sideways corrects after the halving for an extended period of time, and then eventually begins to break out. The breakout usually ushers in the banana zone. So we've had the boring period. It was about 8 months long. It was a nice, orderly correction. So what lies ahead? The banana zone. The fabled favorite yellow fruit of all of us. The one where our hopes and dreams are all in it. Let's talk bananas. So when we look at halvings, from the halving, you can see what happens until the end of that year. So we had 2020 at the top, was very strong. We had another strong year in 2016, and 2024, we're a bit below par right now. But don't worry about that, because you'll see it in context of everything else. We should still see extremely strong price rises. The US election, well, that's a key time for this, because after the election, we get the banana zone. There's often liquidity being injected into the system, and there's also a shared sense of optimism that drives prices higher. We are just starting 9%. That's mid-cycle range. We've got a long way to go. And that's when things get very excited. It tends to be the last 12 months of the 4-year season, that 4-year period. Those last 12 months are where all the returns come, and they lie ahead. Also, total liquidity is breaking out. We see these wedge patterns every time around the same time in the cycle. And then what happens is as soon as it breaks out, Bitcoin breaks out too. We're breaking out now. China is leading it. China's injected $8 trillion of liquidity so far since, I think, October, November 2022. Europeans about $1 trillion, the UK about $1 trillion. The US has actually been about flat, but we expect them to start injecting money soon via the Treasury General account. Okay. Global M2, it's a measure of private money. It leads by 11 weeks, Bitcoin. Perfect. And Bitcoin, banana zone. We keep going. So that looks great. Now, don't get fixated exactly it's going to be 100,000, but it seems in that kind of range. Basically, a strong end to the year and should get even stronger into next year. GMI total liquidity, another fantastic correlation, same kind of outcomes. Strong Bitcoin into the end of the year is the powerful thing. The crypto supermassive black hole that outperforms everything. The NASDAQ actually is down 97.5% versus Bitcoin since 2012. No, sorry, 99.97% versus Bitcoin. So that's how powerful an asset crypto is. This supermassive black hole sucks in everything around it. And it happens because this is all about a technology that is growing. So this is a chart of the number of users of crypto by using wallet addresses versus internet users from 1992, when the internet was at 5 million and we started wallets from 5 million. Now, internet users is IP addresses. We've all got many IP addresses. Crypto wallets, well, they're wallets. They're not necessarily daily active users, and we've all got several wallets. So it's comparing a similar like for like. But currently, crypto has been growing at twice the speed of the internet. Now, on this chart, we assume the internet actually slowed down in year 8, 9, and 10. So we've assumed the same rate of growth as the internet, not a doubling of growth. If it was a doubling of growth, it's probably growing at 80% a year, which I think is more likely. But we slowed it down and we get to 1.1 friends are making money in. This is the time to just do nothing. You should have already made your allocation. Maybe a bit of Bitcoin, a bit of Solana, a bit of ETH. Maybe you've gone out a bit the risk curve like I have, and Sui, which is one of the newer chains that's gaining massive adoption. Or maybe you're playing around a bit in memes. But remember to not fuck this up. My don't fuck this up thesis is don't use leverage. Don't FOMO into stuff. Have 90% of your assets in the core top 3 coins. And then with the 10%, you can speculate more, whether you want to have a meme or whether you want to look at some smaller projects. So that's how I like to think about it. That way, you generally won't fuck it up. It's by over trading, trying to trade breakouts, using leverage. Don't use leverage, please. Because what happens is you get it wrong and you lose your coins. We have one job here. One job in a secular megatrend like this is not to lose control of your coins. That means don't fuck around too much in DeFi. Don't give your coins to anybody. Just do nothing. Use that 10% if you want to feed your inner DJ, the Discord channel, how people help each other, share ideas. Also, on the Real Vision platform, just go to the trade ideas and see what other people are doing. Learn why they're doing the trades. It's all there to help you. I don't want you to miss this opportunity. So if you're not at Real Vision, come across realvision.com/join. Download this doc so you've got something to guide you. Use the Real Vision platform to start learning how to best navigate these times. If you are a Real Vision user, think about RV Crypto, think about Pro Crypto. Even if you're a Pro Macro subscriber, Jamie's work is different to my work. I do the very macro crypto crossover with Julian Bittle, but Jamie's work. Anyway, not a pitch for products, it's a pitch for knowledge. I just want you to all to win. I really, really don't want you to fuck this up. Anyway, take care out there.
Meet Magic Eden, the home of Web3. They are getting into the token trading space in addition to NFTs